Alright, let's do this. So hello there everybody, and welcome for another week of Wargames Tutorial Thursday, and I'm talking completely with Sarah. A weekly news and community wargame about the Interstellar Marines game and so forth. As you may have noticed, there was no live stream last week, and that is simply due to the fact I was at work. And also with the combination that I'm going through some really rough stuff. So let's just say that the current time that I'm having in my life is... I'm going some really rough stuff, so I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this today. But I decided go with it anyway. Hello there, Godly Just Master, welcome to the stream. But without further ado, let's get to the meat of it, what people have been waiting, and that would be the news for the past few weeks. And there really isn't that much, or rather, there is some news, but oh shit. But fuck it, let's just get to it. So, leaning. A lot of stuff has been released about the leaning. And they are currently testing it on the what do you call it? Damn it! I can't jump. They are testing it on the internal build. It seems like iteration 1 is in testing, and I did notice a trailer card for iteration 2, whatever that means. So far, what do we know about the leaning is that, god damn it! We're gonna have two types of leaning. We're gonna have how would I say it? Evolution, or that's what he's one of the volunteers is trying to do, is like revolutionize the leaning to be more natural. I don't know how to explain it since it doesn't exist yet on the public build, but you can go see a video of it. So when you are in cover and then you start just peeking by moving your mouse or something like that. I don't know how to explain it. However, what I do know, after I managed to completely piss off a couple of the volunteers, I got some information out that we will have normal Q and E leaning together with it too. So we're gonna have a combination of two different leanings that supposedly are not going to override each other. I guess this was a player who was shooting it. Yep. Powermonger starting off with the... yeah. And yeah, that's more or less wraps up the news. The leaning is in works. I haven't heard or seen anything else really. There's some stuff that are beyond my reach, basically. Like, yeah, hello. No idea what he was shooting with the pistol, but I'll gladly take all his other weapons. But yeah, there you have it, folks. You can't believe it. Out of cover, etc. Yeah. That's it for the news. They're working on the bugs and stability and the Unity engine update, but there's basically nothing other noteworthy to mention aside from the leaning. And you can see the video. Well, the sounds also are being worked on by one of the volunteers. And some of their stuff is available on the official Interstellar Marines YouTube, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think both of them. This smells like a trap. Oh, I don't have SMG.
Access to satellite uplink towers initiated. System disabled.
Wild bleed out appears. And once again, I have forgotten to turn off the lights. Here we go! Ugh. For crying out loud.
System disabled.
Beautiful headshot with the last bullet.
Sync system enabled.
I'm guessing Joe has already picked up all the points prior. Yeah, looks like it. I'll just head over the mountains. YOLO.
Access to suborbital docking bay initiated.
Well then, since the jumps have gone so well, here we go. Oh my god. Nope.
Support docking.
Hello there, Spectre. What are your thoughts on the possible aim downside recoil reduction on AR? I don't think it needs any. But that is just my personal taste. I'd argue it is fine the way it is. But that is just me. Also, welcome to the stream, if I didn't say that already. Oh god. I heard someone. Oh god, I really need to turn off the lights. Just a sec. Hello, darkness, my old friend. What are your thoughts on Spectre trying to be Eastern European? Hell if I know. Nope. What the fuck? Did someone just disconnect when they got here? Or... Well then, that just happened. But let's see. I'm looking at making the weapons that more consistent, and with the magnification, the AR recoil is, well, if it's just like, if the things are different, like other things also changing aside from just a recoil, then it might be a different story. But if like, I don't know. It's hard to say. I would have to test it out first before I could give a proper... I'm trying to remember where is the
Alert.
fancy place.
Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
But yeah, Zero is Spectre for a roundabout answer, but there you go. I don't know what it would be like with the new magnify. Thus, I cannot give you a proper answer. Sorry that I can't really pay attention to the chat that much. By the way, one thing I know that has been bothering me quite a bit is the fact that you can't stand up by pressing space. So if possible, that could be something that one of the quality of life changes that would be more than welcome. Oh, fuck. Oh, that was close. Oh, snap. Nope, there's a glass there. Good to know. Hum. All right, it was down here, roughly. Also, the other features affect the stuff too, like the whatever you can hold your breath to concentrate on the aiming or stuff like that. All of those things really matter for the. So, having just, you know, one change happening, I can give opinion on that, but if a lot of other things, like if there's more variables, then it's like, can't really give an opinion on that. Now I'm just going circle. Ooh, I think I saw points. Question is, how do I get down there? It just died to what now? A CTR. And I think it died above me.
Alert. Canyon. Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
Points. Lovely. I'm gonna have to get this bag. It keeps throwing me off otherwise. And so are all these flashing screens. Ah, here we go. Cool. Now back to hunting the original points that I was going for. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'd like to take your points once again. There's a flashing here. But I think that's someone that has fallen through the map. There's some shiny flashy. There we go. Found ya. Ah, someone else has found it too. Boo. Well, good job there. Have a good one. Oh, yeah, it has a collider. Cool. Alright, well. I suppose it's time for me to get out of here. Unfortunately, I do not know where to go. Because I wasn't listening to drops. So I could wait here for a few minutes. Nah, fuck that. Someone alerted a bot up there. But I'm not gonna be waiting them out. So, give me a 250. Nope, someone's already got it. Bleed Out just died in hell. And he came from industrial. Right at the door. Did he get camped by someone? Yes, he did. Looks like the points from here are gone too. Yep. Well, there was no points to begin with.
Alert. Industrial. Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
Well, I'm not that far from it. Just quick, a roundabout from Canyon to Industrial. Well, it was nice to have Spectre on the chat, but I unfortunately didn't come up with any questions or any possible leaks he could have in store for us. Just drop points in hell. I guess by that same door. Okay. That just happened. A lot of people are losing points in hell. All by that same freaking door. Oh, someone got them all. Let's see, and that door is the other one. I guess whether it's just killing each other to get themselves off stuck or something? I don't know. Well, whatever it is, they are likely to come for this box. Powermonger just died all the way over there to what? A Joe stock. Okay, so Joey boy is not here. Yet. Oh. Oh my god, plead out got me. Well, those points are lost then for the rest of the game. Oh, Spectre is still here. Ask you something. You're putting me in the tough spot. I don't know. I don't really have anything. What are the what do you call it? What are the volunteers working on right now? Aside from the leaning. Well, now the question is, where will Bleed Out go with the points that he's got? Found him. Ah, the Unity upgrade. Which actually reminds me, what can we? Do you have any idea what can we, the players and the community, expect from the Unity update or the upgrade, whatever? Fucking better graphics and better performance. That's always nice to hear.
Jungle. Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
Although usually better graphics do not go well with better performance. But yeah, sorry for everybody who's watching it. I'm a little bit out of it. As I said, I'm going through some rough stuff in my life, so I'm not exactly 100% on this thing. Up to like last minute, I was still unsure whether I should do this stream this week, but I decided to go with it. I have had break from literally all of the content that I make and just try to focus on getting my shit together, basically. And all that jazz. What else could we ask from Spectro? How is the new weapon coming along? Guess that could be a new question. A good question. Last time I saw about it, anything related to it, it was still being modeled. So, what is the current status on that? I would guess it's still in the modeling phase. There's a gun in there. And I just need to make sure that... Oh, but I just died in jungle. Okay, over there. to whom? A CTR. Hum. On random note, maybe one of the teleporters could be put into this area, moved like maybe the one from here next to Hell Door could be put up here, because there's kind of nothing at this section of the map here, the new section, while there's like 4 at the bottom, and even these 2 are closer together, so maybe, I don't know, yeah, there's kind of a lot of pads, like these 2 are right next to each other, maybe move this one then to here instead, so they would be a little bit spread around more, rather than being all over the place. Freaking campers. Disgusting. The bleed out got the points from jungle, I presume. Yes. Well, I got fuck all to do. Actually, I should go back and check on those points now that I think about it. What is your favorite thing about updating this event? The fact that I can sprint while looking at the map. More or less. It is the quality of life improvements that make my day. Oh yeah, I should be... Yeah, but yeah.
Alert. Resort. Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
Resort, oui. Resort is right there. No, I think it's the musical cue is just fancy way of like it's just a metaphoric way to put it, so you can like adjust various things. Whatever. I don't actually know, but I presume it's something. Something like I don't know. It is a level design tool from the looks of it. After all, just having a musical cue, as in literally, isn't going to help designing levels that easier. But I presume it's like how would I say, like a wave kind of thing. Where it's like the section of intense action and then the calm areas and all that. I don't know. I should ask about that. But I presume it is like musical in a sense is that you pick stuff and put them together and they work. That's what happened. Favorite games? I don't know anymore at this point, to be honest. Like, I have recently, like, I haven't actually played.
Alignment initiated.
I haven't played lately, like, almost at all. And I noticed that the games these days do not... I don't enjoy the games these days because they aren't what they... The games simply aren't what I'm looking for. Like, they are not the... I don't know. Like, the games aren't simply good. Like, they go for the aesthetics more than the gameplay. They go for the DLC, like, the season packs and all that, where half the game isn't even available to you. Like, looking at World of Warcraft, it has amazing lore and all that shit. I would love to play it. But the fact of the matter is that the content is literally locked away from you. Like, is the last raid even available yet for the Legion? I think it is. But how long has it been since Legion was released? Like, I'm not gonna... I want to play the game. I don't want to just grind and all that. Just grind and then wait for months for the next thing to appear, only to grind again and wait next month. Like, what the fuck? That's not fun. I hate shit like that. The games also lack, like... I hate survival games because, really, they lack the endgame content. There is none of it. Like, once you have all the equipment, there's really... It's just like, alright, now it's easy mode. You don't get to do anything. That's why I like the Terraria in the sense that, well, for now, because I haven't beaten it yet. But once you get all the best stuff in Terraria, there literally is nothing to do because the bosses can't really do anything to you. At least that's what I think. But yeah, I wouldn't know. I have barely been in the hard mode bosses as it is, let alone the new ones. So
Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
that's actually something I like about the Terraria, is that you constantly have a goal. It's like, the first goal is to kill the Eye of Cthulhu, or get just basic equipment. Then kill the Eye of Cthulhu. Then kill either the worms or the brain of the Cthulhu. Then you go to the dungeon. Then you might go underground jungle, or you might go to hell. At which point, it's like, alright, you beat this thing, and another new one appears. Like, oh, now it's like, do that same thing again. This time, beat the eyes. The old bosses are way harder than they were before, and have some new stuff. But also, once you beat them, it's like, alright, now you go to the jungle awakens. You got another new boss there. When you beat the jungle, you have another place that has a new boss. That's something I like. Like, you constantly have something. You're not just like, ah, okay. Have I played Assassin's Creed Origins? No, not really. Like, these open world games with just busy work everywhere, I hate them. Like, yeah. Yeah. I like open world games where you have an objective and you're simply dropped to the world and you get to choose what to do. I hate every single Ubisoft open world game because it's just a world filled with copy-paste objectives everywhere. And there's a lot of them. Like, I just hate all that jazz. They are not entertaining to do. Some people enjoy it. I don't. I hate doing the same shit over and over again, basically. If I need to, like, I don't know, maybe, I think in Far Cry or whatever, there was, like, radio towers or something like that. Or another good example, actually. Far Cry 2, I think. With all its amazing savannah or whatever, malaria and all that. Well, first of all, the malaria didn't affect you jack shit. It was triggered by the story. But the side objectives in that game were just so... that game really made no sense. Like, you are working for both sides, but, like, doesn't matter which side you work on, they're still gonna try to kill you. And then it's like, alright, well, you can get new weapons by hitting these, armed convoys or whatever. So you would go and find a truck and destroy the truck and pick up the weapons to unlock new weapon. And whenever you activated that, it was literally across the entire map. It was always on the opposite side of you. There was no anything like... it would have made much more sense if you had to actually track them down on your own. Or you could just accidentally come across them. No, they just spawned across the world when you trigger the quest. And that is so annoying. So, I hate Ubisoft and their open world games. I also hate games that take the control of the player, like try to go for these quote unquote... Actually, that's why we had the argument about... why I was arguing about the leaning so much, is that the reason why, like, the way it worked, it was supposed to be it's immersive, like, is the main goal for it, for the weird leaning thing. But the problem with that is that what is and isn't immersive is personal from person to person. Like, not being able to lean while not in cover is not immersive for me. It is the opposite. When I get to do cutscenes, I always enjoy cutscenes, especially if they are very good CGI. That's something I miss. Like, I enjoy StarCraft, the StarCraft 2, to be more specific. I enjoyed that game a lot, and my god, the cutscenes, I wish there was more of them, because they were fucking sweet. Like, that's something Blizzard is really good at, making a fan-fucking-tastic looking cutscenes. And I miss the fact that the players don't have, the games don't have cutscenes anymore, like these visual cinematic cutscenes. But yeah, all the stuff like quick time events, or just taking a Doom example, is like, well, first of all, why would Doom be immersive in the first place? But then you have, like, every single door you come across is like, oh, you need to punch it. You need to, like, just grabbing a key card. It's fun the first 3 times, maybe. After that, it gets annoying. Like, in the Doom, like, each key card you find, basically... The first one, I think, you rip off someone's arm. I'm like, oh, man, that's okay. That's funny. That's funny. But it's like, all right. I just, like, I've seen this already. You're just gonna rip and tear, carry the body, whatever. Like, you're locked into this animation instead of just, like, moving forward on the fucking game. And I actually hate the new Doom, because of the way it works, like, it's arena-style fighting. Ugh, it's just... It blocks the forward progress. And, yeah, it's just... so fucking annoying. And the transitions between the arenas is always, like this. The control is taken away from the player, because you press a button and then he's like, I'm gonna climb through this door. Like, he opens the door with his bare hands, goes through, the door shuts, and you can't go back. Like, what? Why? Why is that necessary in the first place? It's just, I hate that kind of stuff. And I don't see how people find that immersive when it's, like, to me, immersion is lost the instant I lose control. Like, the most important, it doesn't have to look realistic for me, something to be immersive. It's important that I have the control for me in order to be immersed into the game. Yeah, Halo 5, good example there, godly. It had, again, like Halo, like 343 and whatever. Halo Wars is another good example. Amazing cutscenes, but the gameplay is kind of. But the cutscenes, my god, they look so good, and I wish there was more of that stuff. And that's how people remember games. It's the, like, it's not necessarily the gameplay, just the cutscenes alone are the reason why people remember certain specific games for so long. Like, fucking Warcry when, like, Warcraft 3 when, Gromash fucking, no, Hellscream, I guess, he was his name. The ending cutscene where he just, it dies and all that jazz. Like, all of that stuff. Warcraft 3 is pretty, like, fucking, all the games just had amazing cutscenes. Yeah. But, enough with the ranting, let's go to the previous question that I was supposed to answer while I was ranting and running around, not paying any attention to the game whatsoever. Which is, what are my PC specs? I know you are asking that a lot, godly, and finally it's time for that. I didn't want to cut the conversation while I was at it. I have an i7 3770K that is clocked to 4.2 gigahertz. I have 16 gigs of RAM that are, if I remember correctly, 1600 megahertz. I have GTX 1070, and those are the important ones, I suppose. I do have a 120 gig SSD as my main drive, but there are very few games installed on that because it's out of space. I should have got a bigger one. And then I have a whole bunch of hard disk drives, just the regular ones. Well, that's more or less wraps up my PC specs. For more detailed information, you can check below the stream. There's the entire list of... Also includes the keyboard and the headset and all that. Well, you are who you are wherever you are, with what name. What matters is that I address you with the name that I see.
Drop crate, ETA 60 seconds.
Mountains. Oh, I guess you're going to the mountains too. Therefore you must be eliminated. You must die. Right. Ah, it's a nice, lovely weather. It's a shame that if it would turn into something else. Ah, that 250 points has been taken. Now the question is, am I gonna Camperino, Le Marino? I probably could. Somebody just came through the ops. Oh my, your favorite map? I'd say mountains is my second. God damn it! It is my second favorite map, I would say. Although, as I ranted a few weeks ago, I kind of wish there was something. I don't know, something just something lately has just rubs me the wrong way. Like I said, I think these maps are simply missing a proper theme. Like, I don't know. Like, sure, they have different environments and all that, but I don't know, it's hard to explain, like... Yeah. I don't know. I think there could be something more to these maps. That's all I'm saying. Like, in my book, the resort is the only interesting one to me. Because it kind of has stuff, but even resort is kind of a half-built, technically speaking. Like, well, then again, I get it. These are training environments, but it's like, I guess the best way I could describe it is that there simply is no story in any of these maps. And while it's cool that there's a dam here, it doesn't make that much of a sense either. When you actually look at the map, like, shouldn't the dam be, like, here instead? Or, like, I don't know, man. Like, the dam isn't actually blocking anything. Or maybe, you know, all this has dried up. Like, I feel like this is the direction where the water came from. But now it's, like, forest. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just... Maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. I'm no game designer and all that. Usually I don't pay attention to these things, but for some reason there's just something. Like, here we have some sort of setting that looks like a mudslide. The mountain simply... This is the kind of stuff that is sort of missing here. This is story right here. Like, this makes sense. Oh, there's a dirt on the road. Well, it's a mudslide, clearly. But all of this, like... some of the other stuff... Why are these containers here? Like, there's no cars or anything. And I get it. Maybe it's because there's no assets and the map just had to be made. There had to be some cover. But, like...
Alert. Resort. Drop crate. ETA 60 seconds.
How did these containers come here, basically? That is the question. Were they airlifted? Like, I get... Again, this is not a story setting. It is a simulation environment. But still, I don't know. I'm just being a whiny bitch, basically. Well... I hope you guys enjoyed this week's Wargame tutorial Thursday, and we are gonna meet once again next week, same time, unless... Well, okay, I'm not actually gonna promise that, because I don't know how well I fare with my things. Hopefully, I feel better next week, but... Yeah. Until next time, guys. See ya.